Greetings, fam. Last year we talked about Mauritius, and Mauritius has these islands which they were fighting for, and they've been fighting them for them to be released from hold by the UK and the US because if you remember, we talked about the history of these islands in which people are forced out of their homeland. Imagine these guys find you living somewhere, fishing, doing your day-to-day activities. They push you out, take you to some other place where you are not even wanted by those people. Then they take those islands and create military bases. So last October, the UK had agreed to transfer sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius. But this one of the biggest island within the Chagos Islands, and it's called Diego Garcia. And so they said they are going to keep controlling the military base for a 99-year lease. At first they hold it for 99 days. After 99 years, they will decide we will not be there. So we don't know what will happen. But during a meeting with the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer at the White House in late February, we saw Trump signaling his likely approval of the deal. So Mauritius and the UK are continuing the negotiations over the Chagos Archipelago sovereignty dispute in which the Foreign Minister Jananje Ramfuto, the press trust of Indian news and agency this. It is in the interest of both countries, be it India, Mauritius, and also the UK and the US, for us to reach a deal on Chagos once and for all, bring stability, bring visibility, bring certainty with regards to the base, which is being operational at Diego Garcia. The Chagos deal was negotiated just before Mauritius' general election in November, but after coming to power, the new government wanted to have a fresh look at the deal. The struggle, this is what Trump continued to say, the struggle to restore our sovereignty of Chagos is a long virtue. It's good that the UK has decided to come to the table and reach a deal with Mauritius. But we don't like this deal. We don't like this deal because one thing is they are not giving up everything. Maybe they are talking about giving up Chagos, but staying with Diego Garcia. But we don't know how much the lease will be. Maybe it's free because we are seeing in many countries of Africa in which the UK continues to hold land, without paying the lease, or they continue to say we own it, even in my own mother country. So what has been happening? Just last week we saw Trump approving the surrender of Chagos Island with the US-UK military base to Mauritius. So US President Donald Trump has approved the controversial deal with the UK signed with Mauritius to give up its sovereignty over the Chagos Archipelago, where UK-US military base is located. So this is what the Telegraph said, quoting, the spokesman. And he said, we are now working with the Mauritian government to finalize the deal and sign the treaty. My understanding is it's now between us and the Mauritius government to finalize the deal following discussions with the UK. Remember, Diego Garcia will be held by these guys, the UK, US, because they have a military base. They hold it for an initial period of 99 years. We don't know how much these guys will be paying. But something else was revealed in which the deal has been finalized and the Mauritius will finally get its Chagos Islands, except for Diego Garcia, in which they are going to hold it for an initial 99 years lease period, in which the lease requires them to pay. I don't know if they'll be paying or not, but this is what the UK office confirmed. They said that it's the intention to create a buffer zone around Chagos. So the United Kingdom plans to retain full control over Diego Garcia, where a UK-US military base is located. And they will create a buffer zone around it as part of a deal to transfer sovereignty of the Chagos Archipelago to Mauritius. This is what the UK Minister for Overseas Territory, Stephen Doty, said on Wednesday. So in their deal, like you are going to get Chagos, but we have to own wholly the Diego Garcia, will create a buffer around it, and this is a part of the deal to transfer sovereignty of the Chagos Islands. So he said these security provisions will include full UK control over Diego Garcia, including control over the electromagnetic spectrum and the unrestricted access to and the use of the base. It will include a buffer zone around Diego Garcia in which nothing can be built or put in place without our consent.
That's like their country.
Imagine now, I'm sure that these guys are they are blackmailing Mauritius or the president. The president came into power just last November. So if it was me, if it was Ibrahim Traore, he would have said, leave completely, we are taking back everything. Leave our country.
Full control.
Full control. Even Niger Tiani said, this base have to go. You see, but Mauritius is like, okay, give us the Chagos Island and you remain with the biggest Diego Garcia. It doesn't make sense. So the minister added that foreign security forces, whether civilian or military, would not be allowed to be present on the outer islands. Meanwhile, negotiations on the parameters of a deal with Mauritius are on its final stage, he added. So on October 3rd, the UK agreed provisionally to hand over sovereignty of the Chagos Islands to Mauritius, and the treaty will see the UK provide financial support and infrastructure investment to Mauritius while retaining control of an airbase on Diego Garcia for an initial period of 99 years. A child would be born, die, leave children who are adults. They won't even be there, the likes of Keith Starmer.
Quick question, what kind of minerals are in this Diego Garcia, whatever it's called, island? Because they wouldn't put all their
eggs in one basket.
Resources, they wouldn't if there was nothing to gain from that. It's not just about a military base. It's not about, just having somewhere to keep their military men. It is about the things that are underground in that island. And that is what is beating Mauritius, because these guys think like, it's just land. Let's give it to them. Let them sign this agreement, and we leave that, we get the Chagos.
The problem with our president is they want to continue keeping the relationship. You don't want to push out the US military and say, these are our islands, we want them back. We don't want a deal. Okay? We just want you out. And they have to be like, okay, take and give us that little money so that I can continue eating on the, without helping my people. You talk about infrastructure, but when they give funding, it's their people who come to build the infrastructure, so they provide employment.
I'll keep going back to South Africa. In South Africa, foreigners can own land, you can buy land, yeah? In Burkina Faso, if you are not a citizen of Burkina, Traore just recently
you cannot own land in the rural areas.
There's no way a foreigner not born
even in Kenya,
in Burkina Faso,
in many African countries,
you
just
can only cannot.
Yep.
You see, even the leasing part, I feel like let's leave the land to the citizens. Let it benefit the people of that country. You also come from somewhere. Why don't you go and lease? Why don't you go and get land from your own country?
You know what Ibrahim Traore did? He said you cannot even lease in the rural areas. It's the towns, it's the cities. You can lease in the cities. You cannot do anything.
In South Africa, some white guys from Ireland posted a video on TikTok calling on their brothers. Hey, look at the Eastern Cape. It looks like, I don't know, Northern or Southern Ireland. The climate is the same. You guys need to come here. You guys, we need to get some land here. And that was a wake-up call for South Africans, because their law allows these people to own land in the deep villages, in the rural areas of South Africa. So if we continue to allow this kind of land ownership in our countries, at some point we'll wake up and realize that there's no land for the citizen. And the reason I'm saying we shouldn't be allowing these people to own, even leasing this 99 years. 99 years is a long time. You will die.
Actually,
somebody else will be president.
If I was president, I would say 10 years, then you renew.
Yeah, even 10 years is a long time. You will die and the next president will not even know what kind of nonsense. Magufuli came in and removed all kinds of agreements that were nonsensical in his country. Chinese
The port,
whatever.
Bagamoyo
He
port.
was like, what nonsense is this? So these are the kind of things
He
that we
said
need
the
to...
former president who has said
Must
that
have
was
been a fool.
stupid.
Yeah, must have been a fool to say, what kind of agreement is this? 99 years is a long time. So that's the kind of thing that is happening.
This deal with the Mauritius feels to me like a blackmail or a forced deal. Like,
And there's something they are
this is the
benefiting.
only thing that you can get. If it's either you take it or you leave it. And that's the problem with it, because they could have said no.
As we mine your minerals.
We want everything. 99 years.
There's something under that ground.
Even the person who is being born today in the UK will not be alive.
Die, reincarnate, die, reincarnate, die, reincarnate. When people
Mauritius.
still own you
Anyway,
and your
the
life.
people of Mauritius, if you really
And they are
watch
not
African
allowed to
bars,
go.
you know you are still our brothers and sisters. You
Can
can
you
tell us
imagine?
if you, what do you think about this shady deal, this crazy, taste of sugar. They make you taste sugar when they are eating the whole sugar cane.
They are not allowed to go and access that thing.
No, it's
gone. Their land.
It's gone. And we have the history. These people, you have families who are chased out of these islands. They are lively. Actually, some people
their ancestors buried on that
If
land.
you just Google on YouTube, or if you just search on YouTube, the history of the people, you see very desperate people talking about how their families were pulled out and they were taken to a place where they were internally displaced people. Let us know what you think in the comment section. If you'd like to support us, we have Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, and also on your screen we also have super chats, and we'll see you in the next video.